Everyone, this is the Invictus Formula 1 League. Tonight it's round 2, we're at Brazil. And you may see from the list of drivers there who else is spectating, we have a very special guest. PSGL 3-time champion, the man himself, it's Aaron. How are you doing this evening?
I'm doing very well, thanks. It's a big shock today for me to be commentating around this lovely racetrack in Sao Paulo, but it's always great to be joined by another PSGL legend in Jake Warrior. So I'm glad to be here. And thanks for having me.
No problem. I'm not sure about legend, maybe legend. Yes, Brazilian Grand Prix tonight. Fond memories have you got of racing here?
I've got so many fond memories. I've won a few races over my years here. Had some wheel-to-wheel battles. So I mean, it's a track which can cause a lot of upsets. Because I won here from 12th from the grid once, and it was just quite a massive upset. So I mean, if there's rain, anything can happen, and strategies can obviously come into play as well.
Absolutely. And you mentioned, of course, that you're a relative newbie to Invictus in terms of like following the drivers and such. What drivers do you know here, and what do you know about them?
Well, that's a very good way to start off. I mean, obviously, I know drivers such as Chilo Cookie, who've been stalwarts in the PSGL League. Follows me on Twitter, and Gamer as well, who's a good contender in the PSGL League, the F1 League a couple of seasons ago, where he was fighting for the title. Actually finished runner-up, 1 point behind a crusty Jamie, who eventually turned out as a champion. And Jake, I also know Sam Bam Kid as well. I know that he's had a few incidents in the past. I think he was recently involved in sabotaging a race for PSGL F1 champion Ash Best while he was running the 17th, and the other guy was leading the race. So that was quite interesting to see as well.
Well, we rewind back just a week ago, which was of course in Mexico, and it was a 1-2 for the VSR Williams pair, Charles and Brady, with the aforementioned Sam in third place. So when he does put his foot to the pedal, he's got some pace.
Yeah. Well, what type of race are we expecting today?
Well,
obviously, Invictus much better than me.
Well, for the first time tonight in the Invictus F1 League, we're not running with the formation lap on. Apparently this is due to a bit of a glitch in the game where sometimes if you have a formation lap on, it kind of resets your setup. So that could be interesting. Hopefully every driver knows when they're not doing a formation lap, otherwise that could get a bit messy. Is that a glitch you've heard about?
I've never really heard that glitch, because I've never really driven with the formation lap on this game, but yeah, not much else to say on that.
Yeah, and in terms of strategy, I mean, I did the Performance League yesterday. It's probably, would you say it's a 2-stop race, this one?
I'd say it's a very marginal 1-stop, depending on whether you can make the tyres last. Obviously, if you're starting outside the top 10, it's a bone dry race. You'll be fine, but I have seen drivers get punches in the latter stages. If you start on the softest compound tyre, you'd at least have to go to lap 15, I reckon, to switch over to mediums to have any chance of making it to the end, but it is very, very marginal.
Yeah, I think I did a 2-stopper yesterday, but that's because of my tyre wear. So we've got a comment in the stream, but unfortunately, because my Twitch is playing up, I can't actually see the comments.
It's S6 Vibes, says Big C. So Big C 019 is signing in. I don't know if my volume's a little bit low, so we'll see if I can switch that up a bit.
Yeah, if we
It's
get
alright,
some.
just moved up a bit.
Yeah, yeah, you do sound a bit louder. We should be getting underway shortly. I don't know if we're waiting for someone. I'll quickly check.
Or races, I'm more than happy to fill in.
Yeah.
No, I'll stick to where I'm probably best placed, especially nowadays.
Well, I say we haven't got a co-commentator seat filled permanently, so any week you fancy a bit more Invictus, depending on how you think tonight goes, then well, we'll see.
Yeah, whether I'm still here after tonight, only time will tell. Just better watch what I say about some of the drivers and the actions, you know, especially if there's a few dirty moments out on track, a bit of argy-bargy, then, you know, don't be surprised if a few loose swear words, you know, get let out, but I'm sure I'll behave myself.
Well, we should see plenty of drama. I mean, there's always the odd incident, isn't there? But it's about trying to avoid them if you can and not doing dive bombs, unnecessary dive bombs.
Speaking of incidents, Jake, you've had your fair share over the last few years, particularly with drivers such as HD. But, you know, how does it feel when you're just involved in an incident and you just spin out of a race and, yeah, just crash out?
I think it's sort of, I mean, obviously initially you never want to accept responsibility for an incident. I think if you know that, if you're not sure whose fault it is, you sort of try and just get on with things. If you know it's the other driver's fault, I tend to find that I sometimes say things afterwards and I regret. But yeah, I think it's just about, sometimes you just got to turn off the PlayStation if it's gone that badly and just try not to talk to anyone for a little bit.
No, exactly. Nice number of drivers.
Yep, 13. Oh, it's a bad number though. Well, let's see what the weather's like, because in Interlagos it tends to play quite a big part.
Well, let's hope it's dry. The quicker it ends, the quicker I can go to bed.
Oh, let's wait. I always have to remember to skip that damn Formula 1 animation. I've done that a few times. Yeah, it looks pretty dry at the moment. Bit overcast, but yeah, not too bad. Yeah, I've got 13 drivers here tonight. I think I'll make a top 3 prediction quickly now before nobody goes out on track. I think I'll go for Charles to win. Second race in a row. I'm going to go for Gamer to get second, who wasn't here last week. And Brady for third. I actually nailed the top 3 last week. I was quite proud of myself.
That's a good bold top 3 prediction. I'm probably going to go with Gamer, Sam Bam, and Chillo Cookie, because they're the only ones I know.
Well, that seems like sound logic to me. So, first driver out is Tom of the Super Softs, which is the softest compound that we bring to Brazil. Super Soft, soft and medium tyre. It's a 36 lap race. I can't believe I had to question that. I was only racing here last night. And the host has migrated.
Oh
So
no!
that's it's not a good. And Cookie's left. What's going on? I'll go check the chat again. Lipensky, who should be in the Haas, is apparently in spectator view. So that's not ideal.
No, it's not. But you know, we've been in this situation before, Jake, as league admins, where, you know, let's just say a faster driver hasn't selected their car or hasn't arrived in time. You know, what do we do? You know, we're greedy. We continue. We take the position and continue. You know, maybe they could have done the same here tonight, but you know, obviously giving everybody a fair chance, which is nice to see.
Well, I often found we tended to get abuse, but but that's the life and being an admin, I guess. Even if you do something right, it's often wrong.
Yeah, exactly.
So I'll quit out and we'll get invite. Oh, I just got an invite, and then I'll invite you.
Cheers.
And we'll hopefully take 2 will go better than take 1.
Yeah, hopefully.
So gotta say, I was gripping action we've seen so far.
I wonder what weather conditions were going to be like for the race, and whether they're going to have to keep those weather conditions for the race, or just leave it on dynamics. That'd be interesting to see how the admins manufacture what weather conditions we're going to see later.
Well, we didn't. I don't think we saw what the weather was going to be like for the race. So who knows? It might be a few showers.
And speaking of a shower, I think I might need one.
Well, you've got plenty of. Hopefully, not plenty of disconnections before then.
Exactly. Like, do toss us an invite when you get a moment.
Oh yeah. Thanks for reminding me. So Aaron, what do you think?
I can hear.
It sounds exciting. Okay, I've sent you an invite.
Cheers.
Do you find sometimes having a disconnection at the start of qualifying or having to restart, do you find it sometimes messes with your head a little? You have to kind of refocus?
Well, I think if you're in a big battle up the field, I think it probably just adds a bit more of impatience in you. You want it to get underway, you know, you're frustrated. But when you're at the back of the grid, you don't really mind, you know, you're like, you know what, let it take its time a little bit, you know, we'll start when we need to start. Hopefully some of the other quicker guys, you know, they get a little bit flustered and get involved in collisions. So, you know, it can affect the mentality slightly. But sometimes, especially after qualifying, if you disconnect, then you know what grid position you're going to start in, and, you know, you can definitely start to think about how you're going to prepare yourself for the start of the race.
And if we sort of look at Sam, for instance, who won last season's championship, he's coming into this season with possibly, arguably, 3 drivers that have got more outright pace than he has. As someone who has won championships but also known the feeling of slowly falling down the field, do you get frustrated by that, or do you just sort of learn to realise that you're not where you were before?
I mean, you can never be you know, the quickest for forever. You've got to accept that there'll be other drivers who are better out there, and you can only do your best and give your best in, you know, whatever you can do. If there are quicker drivers on the field, you just got to accept that and just battle and compete with them to the best of your abilities. But since you've won last season's championship, after you do win a title, sometimes you think to yourself, you know what, I've won a title, let me just relax and not take it too seriously. So you might be in a more chilled mood, but, you know, some other champions, they'll look to retain the title. People like Big C, 7 titles in PSGL F1. You know, he sleeps about titles, he dreams about titles, he eats titles, this man. So, you know, it'll be interesting to see how Sam Bam approaches the remainder of the season. He's certainly got it well within him to compete at the front.
Yeah, definitely. This is such a competitive, fast league with many quick drivers, all of them quicker than myself. It's Yeah, the first race was really good. There was a five-way battle at the front. Sam was involved. Two VSR guys were involved. So there's definitely going to be a lot of competition at the front this season. And then obviously tonight we had Gamer into that, who only finished 4 points behind Sam last season, and I think he missed the first couple of races. So by that indication, Gamer should be a big contender for the title. And I know that you're slightly aware of Gamer and his pace, as we talked pre-race.
Yeah, I mean, you know, Gamer's got the pace to compete for titles. Whether he can win a title or not, you know, that's yet to be seen. I mean, if you've got a proven track record of falling short by 1 or 2 points, regardless of whether you miss a race or two, it shows that you know, you can make your dinner, but you can't eat it, and you can't finish it. So he's got, you know, he's got to prove himself here later today.
Yeah, absolutely. And you mentioned there about, you know, having the pace but not taking your chances. Do you sometimes laugh a bit when you see people in the pre-season race chat before the race comparing each other's best lap times and just think it's not really about that, it's all about the race?
Yeah, it's always all about what you do at the end of the day. You can be quick and quali for, you know, all that matters, but, you know, the race is won over 35 laps, and, you know, not only is it, you know, one race, there's 13 races or 14 races, or however many there are in a championship, and, you know, it's not the sprint, it's the marathon, it's the long game. And, you know, some teams start well in the Premier League, you know, such as a Stoke City or whatnot. They might start well and then they finish poorly and get sucked into a relegation battle. So, you know, it's a long game, and, you know, there's many races to go.
So we'll follow Tom round, who's about to start his first lap in the Red Bull. He finished 4th last time out in Mexico. I don't know if you want to commentate this lap round, take us around a lap round Brazil.
Well, you're spoiling me today, Jake. So here we are on board with Tom AJ91. Certainly means he was born in the year 1991, so definitely got a lot of experience under his belt. Smooth as you like, through turn 1 in the Red Bull. Jerry Horner looks on in the pit lane as the Red Bull flashes down the back straight here, 160 miles an hour, breaks into that lovely corner there. Look at that, beautiful as you like, on those super soft tyres. He's definitely enjoying the grip out there. Can he get the car hooked through this section here? Shifts down to 6th gear, and yes, look at that grip, lovely as you like, locks up into the corner, but that won't cost him any time at all. And Jake, this is looking to be a good lap, isn't it?
Absolutely, doesn't seem to be making any mistakes, and hitting all the apexes, what you need to do. It's coming towards the end of sector 2, up towards Young Cow, and then it's just a long stretch up to the finishing line. Not really much you can do here except pick the line of least resistance and see what your lap time is. So he approaches the finishing line now, and his opening lap is going to be a 109 by the looks of it. Yep, so 109.4. Pole position on, he's instantly been beaten by Lipensky, who was just behind him on the road by a couple of tenths. H Racing Green goes 3rd. What's Ollie going to do? I don't think this is a good lap. Nope, just 4th. Must have made a mistake. Let's follow game around as Giorgio goes 1st on a 109.0. Pole position expected to be in the 108s, I would say. A lot of people have been saying 108s is possible.
I'd say mid 108s for drivers of Gamers and Sandbam Kids and Caliber, definitely. And Gamer has a poor lap there, only manages to get 7th place, so you need a good banker in here. It's a very short qualifying session, that is not good enough.
And Brady goes quickest, first man into the 108, narrowly beats Cookie, who had gone 2nd, Chillo. That was a good opening lap by him. Sam is 4th, Charles is 5th, but as you expect around times around such a short track, it's incredibly close between the top 5.
And I just wonder whether any drivers will go for a second run. Obviously Gamer didn't do that well in his first run, but it'll be interesting to see whether he's going to finish this next lap that he's on. Currently in 9th place. Getting a lot of drivers are coming into the pits.
Charles is slowing, Sam's slowing. Yeah, a lot of drivers seem to be abandoning the second lap. I mean, it's tough enough to do the one stopper starting on super softs anyway, so I guess you don't want to take too much out of the tyres. Yeah, it's
And
like...
game is in.
Well, Giorgio actually seems to have gone for a cooldown lap, and now he's going for it again. Interesting approach. Very similar to IRL, that.
Yeah, and you know, it's what drivers like Radic would do. You know, start on very warm tyres and then spin out halfway during the race. But I'm sure Giorgio's got something else up his sleeve in the Mercedes here. Look at that horsepower down the straight. He's looking really good through that corner. Look at that. He's got it hooked up. He looked far better than Tom that we saw earlier. He's not locking up as much, is he?
No, and I guess that's why you can get a second lap out of tyres. If you look after them more, you have better tyres for the race. And it's no surprise, really, that Tom pitted considering those lockups. He doesn't want to start on tyres that are going to be outworn. It looks like Giorgio has backed off, made a slight error maybe.
I wonder if he's out of fuel.
Ah, yeah, actually, that's makes you wonder why he went for a cooldown lap. But that's a shame because he is the only driver on track. Everyone's done their first runs and is maybe waiting till the end of the session to get a final run in.
Yeah, maybe getting some TV time here, you know, for the sponsors.
Well, we get a good look at the Petronas logo on the Mercedes as Giorgio runs out of fuel. Very tactical sponsorship opportunity there.
Yeah, it's what I tended to do during the qualifying sessions in PSGO F1, just come out midway during the session, but I'd still never get any coverage. You know, when you're at the back of the grid, you know, you don't get much airtime.
Nope. I know that feeling all too well. Cookie is the first driver back out on Super Softs again in Toro Rosso. A good opening lap from Chiller. He's shown some good pace in this league so far this season. I think he qualified up in third, I think it was last week, but an incident ruined his chances. I think he just had a spin into the wall. You know Chiller well. Is he a driver that is usually more consistent than that, or is he prone to making those sort of errors?
I mean, I've seen his name on the PSGL site, you know, over many years. I mean, I haven't really followed his career that much, but I know that he's a very apt competitor, so I'm sure he's quite consistent if he's been around for a while, and I'm sure he'll be using all of his experience to the best of his abilities. And look at that, he's got turn one hooked up so well, hasn't he?
Yeah, that was a beautiful line. Absolutely. He's got a lot of traffic coming out in front of him. Hopefully they all stay out of his way. That can be the one bad thing about going out a bit early, is that you catch people on their outlaps. And it's tough to get out of the way here sometimes.
Yeah, but it's an opportunity for you to slap them in the steward's office right after the race, you know, if need be. But look at that, that's so distracting, especially around there. You do not want to see a car like that. You know, you start to lose a bit of front end grip in the dirty end. Sam should pull over to the inside, and that is a blatant impede. Absolutely disgusting. It's not the first time Sam Bam has done that to another driver, and that is shameful. But
and now there's a Sauber as well now.
Yeah, I wouldn't mind the Sauber too much. You can pick up a little bit of a toe, but Chiller Cookie definitely will not appreciate that from Sam Bam Kid. Totally unaware of his surroundings.
Might have time to get in the pits and put another set of tyres on. That's the one thing he's got, I suppose. He's got a bit of time on his side. But that's the problem. You catch drivers in that middle sector, and you lose so much grip, like you say. It's not ideal at all.
But it is that driver's responsibility to get out of the way, and Sam Bam is on a flying that just definitely didn't heed to that request.
Nicky with a very nice lap in the Force India, gone up to second, only 4 thousandths of a second off Brady. That's a very nice time. Provisional front row at the moment. Didn't see that lap, to be honest, but yeah, nice one. As Apollo goes a little bit wide on his lap. Follow game around. He's down in 11th at the moment, and surely that's not where he is in terms of pace.
Yeah, and just saying, Sam Bam's on his fly lap, and I think he's been impeded by H Racing Green. He's caught H Racing Green in his lap, and he's had to go on the grass to avoid that. Now he's having to go into lean, and he's going to have to wind up for another one. That I haven't seen drivers block each other on that.
It looked like a good lap from Gamer, wasn't it? Just 108.3 It's not just taken pole off Brady, it's sound seal delivered on that one. Can anyone beat that time? That's going to be tough to beat. 108.3. It's just, it's not close to anyone else. Nice lap.
Crazy lap. Bit Geordie, and Geordie's coming up the line. Tom's just gone fourth. I don't know if Geordie's winding up for one, or is he looking to finish one? Oh, he's on. No, he's going.
No, he's pitting, and that'll be the end of his session. He won't have time to get back out on the track.
Sam's on one.
Okay. Slightly down on his first sector time by about 10th, but that's not too bad if he can hook up his last few sectors. Hopefully he won't get impeded again. I think there's a car in front, but he's quite a way in front, so it shouldn't be too much of an issue for him. And yeah, he's coming around the middle sector now. Let's see what his sector time's looking like. A couple of temps up on his middle sector. Keeps that up, he could put it on the front row, but it doesn't look like he'll get anywhere near Gamer's time. Let's see. Run to the line. Let's see. Should go second, I think. Yes, he does.
He does.
108.8. I think Brady'd actually improved as well, but he's gone above Brady even despite that. And then goes wide at turn 1. That's how much he was pushing. Sometimes you're concentrating so much on your lap you forget to brake after it.
And I think Chillo's also on lap. I don't know who's the furthest up there.
Giorgio. I think Giorgio got held up by a Williams. One of the VSR guys. He's had to slow down and build up for another lap. I think it was Charles. Brady's on a lap. Let's follow him round. He's a couple of attempts up on his first sector time. That's quite a lot of time to find in such a short sector. He's now 4 attempts up. Oh, this could be a contender for pole. Oh, big moment though. Out of Young Cow. That won't help his run to the line. What can he do? Can he take pole position off Gamer? No, he pits. Wow.
Yeah, maybe those tyres are past it. Maybe he's thinking, no, let's not put another cycle for him. Chillo Cookie now to the line. Is he going to start? Yes, he is. Drives to the line. Chillo Cookie, where can he go? He's up on his delta. He goes front row.
Second.
What a lap.
Great effort. Oh, that's a fantastic lap.
Jajo's out there. Charles is out there as well. Both of them.
Yeah.
Flying laps.
Looking at Charles. Is Giorgio close to the line? Oh, he's just behind him on the road actually. Charles will not be happy if he starts P8 after such a good race last time out. He'll want to improve. See on the run to the line.
Ollie Flavel goes 8.
Oh, Ollie goes 8. Charles 6. And Giorgio doesn't improve. Apollo is on a slow lap. And I think that's the end of qualifying. Wow.
So 2 tenths separating 3rd to 9th. That is absolutely mental.
That's the sort of gaps you get around here though, isn't it? One mistake and it's not just a few places you lose, it could be 7 or 8. And there, Gamer's taken pole position by 3 tenths, which around here is quite a margin. Chillo's taken a great second place, Sam 3rd, Brady 4th, Nicky 5th, Charles in 6th, Tom is 7th, Giorgio 8th, Ollie 9th, Lipensky completes the top 10, now he's out of spectator mode. Geordie 11th, Apollo 12th, H Racing Green in 13th, and Mornan 14th. I'd almost, if I was in Geordie's shoes, be happier that I'm in 11th than 8th, 9th or 10th. Would you agree with that? With tyre advantage?
Yes, I think if you're starting 11th, it's good news, but we obviously don't know what weather conditions are going to be at play. It does look like cloudy skies, so whether we get rain later on in the race, that will yet to be seen. But this should prove to be a cracker. But I'm sure Gamer and Sandbaum, they're very good friends. They're both. Are they both on the front row? I can't quite remember.
Sam's 3rd. It was Chillo 2nd, I think.
It's Chillo 2nd, so I'm sure Sam won't give Gamer too much of a hard time. I mean, it's always good when you've got friends on the track, Jake. And you had a friend for many seasons called Razor, so I'm sure you know him very well.
Yeah, wow, that really is a name from the past. Not seen him around for a while, but yeah, we were teammates for many seasons, and Although we battled, we also knew when it was best to give each other space or let the other driver through, because that's what you need sometimes. If you sometimes battle too much, it can lose your time and ruin your race.
Yeah, and we're gonna get this show underway.
Yep. Gamer and Chillo on the front row, the VSR boys with some ground to make up. So it should be an exciting one. As my controller stops beeping, that means that 5 lights are about to go out. And we're underway in Brazil. It's a nice start from Gamer. Chillo bogged down a little bit, and Sam will try and get the inside of Chillo into turn 1. He goes up the inside. Is there space? I think there is. He's gonna get a comeback, and he's made the move, I think. No, they're still alongside each other. And VSR Brady and Charles right behind as well. Gamer's getting away while this is happening. Brady up the inside of Chillo. Can he get a move done? Yes, he can. Chillo's lost 2 positions off the start. That's not ideal at all. What else has caught your eye in the opening lap so far, Aaron?
I'm just trying to see if I can find the tyres, but oh my god, Jajo and Tom, they're going hammer and tongs for 8th and 7th place, and look, they might invite the Red Bull to have a go as well. So this is just mental stuff at the start. Look at that, Charles defending from Nicky.
Oh, it's almost just the 5 of them there just battling over 5th place. Charles is holding him off, but Nicky's got the inside line to Young Cow.
Jojo's lost a bit of his wing. Oh, it's a Radic-esque error, and I just have a feeling someone's going to find themselves embedded in the pit wall if they get far too close here. Jake, oh my goodness.
Oh, Brady's going down the outside of Sam into turn 1. Can he make the move stick for 2nd place? No, Sam outbreaks him and holds the line. And in fact, that allows Chillo to get a run on Brady. Fantastic action here. Up and down the grid, but it looks like Sam's going to keep 2nd. And there won't be an attack for 4th, but further behind, it's still all going off in this battle. And, it's Ollie looking to defend against Apollo, which he manages. You mentioned that Giorgio's lost a bit of his front wing. I wonder if that's going to create a bit of a train behind him now.
Yeah, you don't want that understeer, especially at the start of the race. It's definitely going to affect his tyre wear, so he might not be able to make the stop work. I'm just trying to think whether he was the guy who lost his wing, because I did see debris. I'm sure it is. On the
Tom down the inside of Nicky. Honest contact. And they've just held it together, but that's created a bit of a traffic jam behind, and Tom's still alongside Nicky, but Nicky's held the outside line, and Ollie fancies a go at Tom now as well.
Jake, it's like the M25 at rush hour at the moment, and Nicky is in the wrong lane at the moment, and this is going to be exciting. Down into heavy braking, and the Red Bull of Tom fancies an opportunity to force, and he doesn't want to yield. Oh my goodness me! There's Alf in the background.
Lipinski's gone off. It's gone wrong.
That's shambles.
And Ollie tried to get the inside of Tom, but Tom blocks him off. They're almost 3 abreast into this corner. Can they make it round? No, Nicky, contact again. How has that Force India not gone fully round yet? That's twice now that he's been almost on all 4s trying to make sure he stays in one piece.
And H Racing Green having a go at Ollie, and that's an open invitation. I wonder if the Sauber will have a go. That will light up Manisha Kaltenborn's eyes here today.
Absolutely. Another thing that will light up her eyes is that Gamer in front, who was driving for Sauber last season, she won't be happy to see him out in the front for Ferrari this season, pulling well clear of Brady, who has got in front of Sam. I must have missed that.
Sorry, Nicky just had a big moment there.
Wait, who's that? Geordie's going way off. That's not the track. And that's
well, on the medium tyres, that's a risky start on those tyres. You're going to have absolutely no grip, and that is absolutely shambolic from the Renault driver. No point surely from here. Oh my god, he's even going in the grass. He can't keep it in a straight line, can he?
Well, once you lose the grip of those tyres when you've gone so far wide, you're almost spinning when you light the throttle on. Well, Nicky's tactic of holding everybody up, I'm not sure if it was a tactic, but it's helped H Racing Green, his teammate, get right behind him. And two Force Indias both looking at points so far. Meanwhile, while all this carnage has been going on, Gamer's just been like, alright, I'll see you later, guys. And is now almost 3 seconds clear of Brady. Sam's in third and Chiller's in fourth. He'll just want a clean race after what happened last time out in Mexico.
Yeah.
Oh, and Geordie's retired. I can't say I blame him.
Oh, he's lost his wheel. He's lost his wheel. Oh, he's lost it at the top of the hill. Oh, embarrassing.
Oh, those medium tyres, he just could not get them warmed up, it seemed. And that's literally the only medium tyre runner, and it's only Apollo and Mornan who are on these soft tyres, so most drivers sticking with the super softs, which is interesting. I thought a few drivers might have gone for the one-stopper and starting on the soft tyre.
Yeah, but only Apollo and Mornan are going to be the ones making that call, and Sambam's right on the back of Brady at the moment, so I wonder if that's going to cause a recipe for some movement in the podium positions.
Well, if they start battling, it'll really help Gamer out front, and it might even help Chiller get on the back of them as well, but potentially Chiller might have his own issue to deal with soon, because Charles is closing on him for P4, and he'll want to get up there and help his teammate out. Yeah,
and just on the biggest winners and losers quickly, Brady's gained 2 positions up to start, as has Jajo. And another winner is H Racing Green, up from P13 to P9, so great start from him. But Nicky and Lipensky, both losers, losing 3 places off the start.
And Sam's having a look at Brady to the outside. Can he make the move stick? Oh no, Brady defends the inside well, but then loses the back end of the car. And Sam gets past. They're still side by side though. Going to a second DRS point. Yeah, he might have had to give that place back. But now he's still around the outside, but nope. Oh, will he get the undercut though? It's still alongside each other. And this is, Cookie's got a brilliant view of this. What's going to go on here? Sam gets second place. That was a nice tactical move there, although he let Brady back through. He sort of made sure he was still in line to make the move later on in the lap.
I don't think he let him back through, Jake. I don't think he did. I don't think he backed off the throttle. He cut the corner to get alongside him and firmly, you know, get that move done. I mean, I don't know whether the stewards can take a look at that, but that's definitely put Brady off, as he's going to come under threat from Chillo Cookie behind. But he could still have a go at Sam. He is in DRS range, and Slipstream here is reasonably powerful. Nobody's left the session just yet. And Jake, look at this, he's got the run, he's got the slipstream, it's DRS wide open in the Williams. Can he make a move around the outside of Sambam Kid here? He's broke late and he's going for it. Will Sam run him off? Will Sam run him off? No, he holds his run line around the outside there.
That was good defending. Gave Brady space but kept the position, but it's not over yet. He's not defended the inside, Sam. Brady might fancy a move down the inside. He goes for it. They're alongside each other. Brady gives him just enough space. And they're still alongside each other. Chiller's going to fancy a bit here as well. Sam keeps second for now. But does he? No. Oh! They made contact. Oh. Brady's got past, but Sam might not be happy about that.
And look at the traffic jam right behind them, Chillo and Charles.
This is getting personal now. This surely is going to end in tears.
Sam does have a reputation for making it personal with other drivers out on track.
Oh,
and look at that.
Slid wide. This could be 4 alongside each other here if the slipstream's really powerful. This could get interesting. Chillo goes to the inside. He could pass all of them. Chillo could have the best line here, but Charles goes down the inside. And Sam is still in second somehow. And it's Charles in third, and it's Brady that's lost out of all that. I'm shocked that there wasn't a collision in that.
Great racing.
Absolutely. Now Charles is going to the outside of Sam. Sam doesn't give him that much room. Charles is still there. He's got the inside line. Can he make it stick into here? He looks like he might just do it, but they're still alongside each other. This is incredible racing. Sam defends well once again, holds his line, and Charles is forced to settle for just the 2 positions. Or having said that, Brady's now looking at passing Charles as well.
And meanwhile, Jajo's pitted for a set of mediums, so he can't make that damage car last much longer. But this is exciting stuff here. It's allowed Tom to close in as well. And Nicky. And Green.
It's a bit like the Monaco Grand Prix. One driver has a problem and they all just converge on each other. Charles is in the slipstream with Sam. Goes to the outside. Again, they make slight wheel contact. And Sam has a sideways movement and they make contact again. And Chillo looks for a way past them both, but there's no room there.
Oh, this could get messy down here. Because look at that. Sam will Chillo treat himself to the inside here. It's a very risky corner. No, he doesn't. But Sam defending really well at the moment. It's creating a huge gap for game. He's got
almost 10 seconds. I said that the battling might help out Gamer, but I didn't realise how much they would battle, and it's Brady going down the inside of Chillo. Chillo was sleeping a little bit there, I feel, and he gave Brady the space to make the move, and it looks like Brady might make it stick, but Chillo's not giving up a position. But he has to in the end, and Charles having another go at Sam. You just don't know where to look at the moment.
You know, and you just wonder, has Charles got, you know, more tyre grip in that Williams? He's definitely looking comfortable at this stage of the race. Sandown under a lot of pressure here, and he's got to be careful. All this battling means the field's going to be really compressed, and he makes a pit stop. He makes a pit stop. He's going for a 2-stop. Surely a 2-stop now. And
now Brady, the few drivers going to pits, Tom and Nicky as well. And I wonder now if Charles and Brady will make the team decision to sort of stop battling and get on with it. Because they could lose loads of time here if the undercut is powerful. Chillo is in 4th. H-Racing Green out of all of this is suddenly in a good position. He's starting near the back, but now he's right behind this battle for 2nd.
That's good, and Tom's just jumped Nicky's jumped Tom in the pit lane as well, so fortunately getting the pit stop done in time.
Yeah, and they've come out right into some traffic as well, so they may struggle to gain too much time. They're right behind Ollie, with Lipinski not too far up the road either. But this Gamer's gained an 11-second lead. He could probably go for the 1-stopper from here if he wanted to, because he's got the gap to do it.
Yeah, I wonder what this will mean for the Williams pair. Because if they're both on a pit at the same time, if the 1-stop's marginal, that'd be interesting. But Charles looks like he's peeling off to the inside. No, he's not.
No, they both stay out. Gamer pits though, and he's gone back out on the soft tyres. He's got it under control at the moment, you feel, unless he makes a mistake, because that battling has just helped him gain so much of a lead.
Yeah, I think he's going to emerge behind Mornon, which is not what he wanted, so he will have to do some overtaking.
Look at H-Racing Green, he's right at the back of them. I wonder if all that battling has... Yeah, I was going to say, I wonder if all that battling has put paid to their tyres, because they look like they're all really struggling. I know H has got younger tyres, but he looks much quicker.
He does, but somewhere deep down, I don't know if he would want this. I don't know if he'd want to be held up on his strategy. He'd want to get a smooth race, and he's probably got other drivers that he's competing with at this stage. Don't know where he is in the standings, but...
Well, he had a miserable time out last time in Mexico, and I think he had to retire in the end, so he's had a difficult start to the season, so this is a real chance to get his first points, and he's making a move on Chillo. I wonder if Chillo's going to peel into the pits. He does, and so does Brady. So at least Williams have... Oh, and Brady's got a stop-go penalty for speeding in the pit lane. That's gone from bad to worse for him. I myself got one of those yesterday, so I know how tough it can be to judge that around this track. You have to brake very quickly from 200 miles an hour down to 60, and it's not easy. Meanwhile, Gamers...
Are they both going to lose positions here to Nicky? Nicky's really close. He's just picked up a penalty, but he's going to be battling Brady out of the pit lane. This is going to be really tight.
I think Nicky's got momentum, yeah, but he gets out just in front of Tom, which is crucial. Meanwhile, Chillo is way behind. Well, not way behind, but further behind than you would have expected. I guess is it Brady would have to make a well, actually he's gone for mediums, so I wonder if he's not going to pit again, and that 5-second stock car penalty will be added to his race time. So that could change the results come the end of the Grand Prix, especially with how close it's been up to now. This game is already up to 4th.
So I wonder where Charles is going to come out in all this. I know that Brady and Nicky are going to be battling down into turn 1. This is really close. The Force India picking the defensive line here. Surely he has to, but look at that. Brady's got the overspeed, and look at that. Nicky accepts it. He knows that his battles elsewhere and just makes it easy. But Brady gets down the inside. But Charles is going to come out right behind these guys.
I was just following Charles in the pits, see where he'd come out. It looks like he's going to be just behind this battle, but he's going to be just in front of Chillo, which is important. It looks like Chillo's really lost out in the pit stop phase.
And Tom and Nicky, these two have been going hammer and tongs all race. Will Nicky back out into this tight corner? Yes, he does.
That's a great move from Tom. Brave around the outside, but trusted that Nicky would give him the space, and he did. Good move up to 7th. Tom needed to make that move stick as well because he's on the super softs again, so he wants to get past these cars if possible, because otherwise it's a bit of a waste of a stint really.
Apollo and Ray H racing green. This looks interesting. Green pits. He's pitted. Is that too early?
I wondered. Maybe feel like he couldn't fight off Apollo and he didn't really want to waste time battling, but that gives Apollo the lead. Over Gamer is closing him down and will take the lead back when Apollo pits. Yes, Sam is. Let's see where H Racing Green comes out actually, because he could be in this battle. This 6-7 car scrap.
I think he's going to be right on the end of it, just ahead of Jajo. But this is crazy.
Oh.
Look at that. Oh, Brady.
Oh,
my goodness,
contact. Tom and Brady make contact, but Tom has got the move stick, and that's really important for Tom's race. He's got clear of this group. Well, I say he has, but Brady's not giving up yet. Right behind. Is there any way he can make a move into here? Doesn't look like it. He slots in behind. If Tom can gap this group of cars on the super softs, that strategy could yet come good for him.
Yeah, he's got a massive queue of cars tucked up right behind him, and look at that. VSR Brady absolutely cursing the driver in front, as is Claire Williams down in the pit lane. She's absolutely fuming. Both Williams cars emerging in traffic. You know, they were competing for the podium. They may still be, but this is definitely not going to help their race one bit.
One person who's gone under the radar bit is Sam, who's made a massive gap on this group of cars, and that's pretty amazing because he was right in there until he pitted.
He has, but VSR Brady around the outside. Tom doesn't want to give this one up and brakes later. Oh, there's a car off in the background. I think it's Charles.
Has gone wide.
Oh no, but Brady's going to be attacking Tom here. Tom going right to the inside. He doesn't care about the time he's losing. He needs to keep this driver behind. Is he going to be able to brake later on the brakes? He tries to, but Brady makes the move around the outside.
Move.
Phenomenal.
Fantastic move. But Tom's not giving his place up. Like you say, he needs track position right now. But he's lost a place, and that's going to really hurt him around the rest of his lap, especially with Brady being on the medium tyre. He won't. That might discourage him a bit, seeing someone on the mediums overtake him like that.
Yeah, but sometimes if a driver's quicker, then you've got to accept it and realise where your battle is. But those reds aren't going to last too long, so Tom may find himself back in the pit soon. Oh, Brady's lost it! Brady's off! Oh, my goodness me!
Well, they were 1-2 in Mexico, but as it stands at the moment, they're really struggling, the Williams pair, and you can see him struggling for traction. Now he's got grass on those tyres. He's down to 12. Well, after a 1-2 last week, who would have predicted that they would struggle so much this week? But back to the action. No one's
Mornon's in the pits.
Inside. Yeah, I think Mornon was about to be overtaken by Sam, so maybe thought, again, just get out the scrap. It's interesting that H Racing Green's gone for softs. That would rule out the one stopper, you'd say, considering he pitted so early.
Yeah, that doesn't make much sense.
And especially as he's in this group of cars, so if you can make one less stop, it could make the difference. because these lot are going to lose so much time if they keep scrapping. I mean, Sam's already well clear of them. 7 seconds as Charles gets a penalty. Gotta be careful.
Yeah, great stint from Apollo. Great stint.
Absolutely, he's got a bit under the radar. I think he got passed by Gamer, but again, he probably didn't put up much of a fight because there's no point. It's not who he's battling with, and I think he's about to pit
and
now.
He's in.
Yep.
He's in. Shall we watch this pit stop quickly?
Yep.
It's always a tense time coming in to the pit lane now, so the Sauber team need to get this spot on. He'll probably emerge outside the points, but he can finish the race on this set of tyres. Jake, you know the Sauber team well. Can they get the pit stop done in time?
I think Manisha will make sure of that, and yeah, it all looks smooth to me on the medium tyre, and well, like you say, you can go to
Brady.
Wherever you look, there's action, and Brady's got that past Jajo. He lost that place when he ran wide a few laps ago, and Apollo's only just emerged behind him, so he's not in a bad place on a medium tyre. He's definitely looking good for points this evening, and Sauber will be very happy with that.
The tyres.
Yeah, it did 16 laps on the soft, so 20 laps on the medium should be no problem at all. This battle,
struggling.
No, he hasn't pulled away from him, and the longer this goes on, the more his tyres are going to cry, and he could lose these positions, and chaos could ensue again. It's Ollie at the moment. Has Ollie made a stop yet? I'm not sure Ollie has he? Let's have a look.
I'll check for you.
Oh, he has actually. Wow, I didn't even know. Ollie's in a good place after that stop then, because he was nowhere really until then. So he's up in 5th place. Good effort. But he's got some defending to do here against Chillo. But he's holding him off for now. And well, Tom and Nicky must be sick of the sight of each other. Especially tough for Tom with Nicky just right behind. He can't pull away no matter what he does.
Yeah, and just a quick note, Jake, for these drivers on the medium tyre compounds, especially Chillo and Charles who pit slightly earlier for the medium tyres, they cannot afford to waste time battling or just, use up their tyres battling other drivers. It's not going to be healthy for their strategy if they are to make it to the end of the race.
It's kind of a race they found themselves in though, isn't it? They're in traffic and there's no way of getting free of it.
They just got to embrace it, and I can see Charles is getting a little bit impatient behind Chillo Cookie at the moment. He's definitely spinning up those rears, which isn't healthy, and as you rightly said, Ollie doing a fantastic job, but he's not going to have the DRS here of Nicky to protect from Chillo Cookie this time. I think Chillo will get a move done down the DRS straight in for Toro Rosso. DRS wide open. Ollie goes to the inside in the prancing horse. No, he doesn't. Leaves it open, and Chillo Cookie treats himself. So Ollie not putting up too much of a fight there, but he is. He's trying to hold it around the outside. He can't. And will that make a move for Charles? Yes, it does.
And Ollie's still in there as well. Oh, bit of contact! He's off!
Vehicle destroyed! Vehicle destroyed! Has it's come back onto the racetrack? Oh, that is absolutely mental.
Thank goodness he ghosted there, and otherwise that could have taken a few other drivers out as well. And Ollie's out the race. I think that's 2 retirements in a row, 2 crashes as well. He will be disappointed. That's brought an end to that scrap, and he was doing so well up until then. And the slipstream glitch will be in effect now as well because he's left. Perhaps a bit unsurprisingly, because you imagine he'll be very angry right now.
Yeah, but it was his own doing, his own fault. He shouldn't have stuck his nose between 2 vehicles who've got past him and were battling. So dreadful judgment from Ollie, and probably rightfully deserves that DNF for trying to stick his nose where he shouldn't. He was in the thick of the battle, but he couldn't make that move. And I think Chillo here is going to make a move on Charles. I think because Charles made a way through there, but no, Charles goes defensive on those medium tyres, and Brady as well closing up on the back of green.
H went a bit wide there. I don't know where to look. There's battles going on between both of them, but let's follow H Racing Green, who is trying to hold off Brady. Can he do it? Oh, there's contact. As Brady tries to get the inside line, he makes the move stick, but a little bit of contact there. Wheel to wheel, nothing more, so no damage. And Brady will try and make a comeback through the field after that earlier mistake now. Both Williams is not where they want to be though.
definitely not. But it's good news for Sam running in second. But he will have to make another pit stop. So he'll have to do some overtaking if there's not going to be any rain in this race. So as will Gamer, but I think Gamer will have a pit stop over the likes of Tom and Nicky, so he'll be fine.
Yeah, and if they keep battling, then that gap's only going to extend, and he should come out in clear air. So, and Tom pits. I wonder what tyres he's going to go for. The softs should be able to make it to the end from here, surely.
Yeah, I think the softs will be a good choice, and that is exactly what he's pumped on.
And he can now push to the end, and he'll hope that there's more battling in front, so there's less of a gap to bridge for him, because that strategy was a strange one, because he was in traffic, and to go choose super softs, it's kind of tyre you'd want to choose if you had clear air.
It is, but maybe sometimes he's just looking for a bit of fun, getting in and amongst the fighting action. I'm sure he's enjoyed himself here this evening, but still a long way to go.
Yeah, he's in 11th, but he's just behind Morning. There's not too much of a gap to that big gaggle of cars behind Nicky. So, definitely, and some of those cars will have to pit still. Not quite sure.
Oh, Chillo's gone sideways!
No! Where is he? There he is.
Oh dear, he's lost 4, 5, 6 positions. Sorry, only 3. I've over exaggerated him, but he's struggling for grip, and I don't know whether Apollo might fancy his chances down to turn 1. I don't know if Chillo's going to be able to get those tyres cooled down in time.
Yeah, he's going to have to put a lot of faith into. He's going to have to put a lot of faith into his tyres into turn 1 that he can get it stopped. It looks good though, and he holds off Apollo for now, but Apollo will have a run onto the next straight. He's got a slipstream. He's going to go to the inside.
This is important for Apollo's race.
Yep, wants to get this move done. Chilla tries to squeeze him out, but there's not much you can do, and I think Apollo's got better traction because his tyres aren't covered in grass. And wow, it's another big mistake for Chillo. He made one last week which pretty much cost him a chance of a podium, and it's those moments that define you as a driver. You'll be disappointed.
And if you make those errors too often,
and he made a bit of contact with Apollo there, I think, into
again, is it the same place?
What? Something wrong with that car, because he keeps losing it around that corner.
I think he should come in for a new set of boots, because I don't think those tyres are going to make it to the end. He might be considering a pit stop if he wants to rescue anything out of this race.
Tom's looking at the back of Mornan, P10. He wants to get this move done.
Overtake.
Yeah, I don't think Mornan will fight him too much. We'll see though. Tom's got the inside line into turn 1, and yeah, he's got better tyres and he can brake later. That's a nice move, back up in some points, and now he can set off after a group of cars again. Meanwhile, the 2 Williams are getting a bit close together now. I wonder if there's any team orders in effect at Williams, or if that's gone out the window due to their disappointing performance so far.
Yeah, and I just wonder whether Nicky's going to consider a pit stop, because those softs aren't going to make it to the end. And look at that, he's struggling there with oversteer, and he doesn't want to lose time getting caught up in a battle with the Williams drivers behind. So it'll be interesting to see whether he comes at the end of this lap or stays out for a lap longer. But Brady and Charles, they've been going hammer and tongs. Obviously Brady started higher up the grid order, and as I did point out, Nicky is into the pits probably for a set of super softs.
Yeah, she'll probably lose a... Oh, he's got a penalty as well. Oh, and the 2 Williams, Charles went a bit wide, and that's given Brady an opportunity down the second DRS straight. How much will Charles... Well, I think he just let him through there, yeah. Clearly multi-21 on the radio there, and Brady's been let through. I wonder if that means that one of the drivers is planning to stop again and the other one isn't.
Maybe, or maybe Brady's just got more pace and can pull away. You know, a podium can be so precious for a team like Williams, and Brady doing his best there to make Williams' special guest Karen Brady very proud of the Williams team here today.
We've got one of your favourite drivers here, Giorgio, looking at the back of H Racing Green. You expect fireworks whenever you see him on the stream, so let's see what he can do here.
Leaders pit. So Sam will come out behind some of this gaggle of cars, maybe behind Chiller Cookie. That'd be interesting to see. But
Game might be
Jajo,
close to Brady and Charles, I think. Looking at the gaps. Gamer will want to get out in front, and I think he is. He's timed that pretty well. I think a lap or two more and he may have come out behind them.
So Sam is going to come out in 8th, and he's going to have his work cut out to get onto the podium. He's going to have to do some overtaking. I just wonder...
He's behind Tom. Yeah. Wow. He really must have struggled towards the end of that stint, Sam, because he's lost so much time. He had such a gap over Tom, but Tom's now leapfrogged him, and they're both going to the end, so I expect that to be a feisty battle.
Yeah, so that is interesting from Sam, but luckily the gaps are quite tight with the drivers in front, and H Racing Green on those yellow tyres, they'll be having to come in very soon, as well as Jajo here fancies a bite. It's been a great drive from Jajo. He has had some problems at the start. Pitted early, obviously picked up damage, but those mediums, whether they can make it to the end is anybody's guess. I still think there'll be fireworks to come, and I think
Absolutely.
Jajo will produce.
And surely H... Oh, Jajo pits. I was going to say, I think H Racing Green has to stop again as well, surely, because he pitted quite early. Oh, and another one who's misjudged the speed limit.
Yeah, no surprises with Jajo. He's looked crusty all day.
Oh, and Tom has already been passed by Sam. I missed that.
Sam had a stop-go. Big C has noted in the chat, so Sam Van Kid had a stop-go penalty for speeding in the pit lane, so it won't be added to his time later on, so he served that through the pit lane, so now he's definitely got his work cut out if he wants to make it onto the podium. And I think a lot of our viewers here today are backing Sam Van Kid to get onto the podium. They want to see him in the chat, they want to hear words from him. And will Sam Van Kid here make music with the circuit? He's got a massive gap to close in. He's got 5 seconds to Chillo Cookie, but on that tyre compound he will absolutely hammer in the lap times from here in. Yeah,
he got past Tom really quickly, so making headway after that stop-go penalty, and Tom didn't really have much resistance by the looks of things. Cookie is... Chillo, sorry, keep calling him Cookie, don't know why. Is right behind Apollo for P5. Apollo's quietly gone about his race. We've not seen that much of him, but maybe that's a good thing because it's enabled him to stay away from the chaos, and he's in a good position right now.
Yeah, I did think Apollo probably had the best strategy of any other driver out on the grid. He took his tyres to lap 16, which was probably the best move that he could have done. So he will have no worries of a puncture. He can afford to use that tyre grip to his advantage. So if he can close in on H Racing Green, he's expected to make a pit stop. You know, Apollo could have half a shout of a podium, dependent on whether anybody in front gets a puncture. And I know Jajo and Nicky were just tussling over the final point, so Jajo moves up to 10th.
Wow, Nicky has been up in the points all race, so that would be disappointing if finishes down towards the back end of the points for sure. I'm just wondering about the Williams pair actually, because Brady was let through by Charles, but he hasn't really gapped him since. And I don't know if they're planning to stop again, but if they're not, then that could turn into more of a battle later on, because, well, it doesn't look like Brady does have the pace to clear him.
It could be, Jake, but it could also be quite tactical. I mean, this pair will be fully aware, you know, look at their names, it's VSR Brady, VSR Charles, they're definitely friends. And what will be important here is for Charles to stay in the DRS of Brady so that they can defend from Sambound Kid later on in the race. Will definitely be flying on those super softs, but with 8 laps to go, he has got an absolute a massive gap to make up, and you just wonder whether he can do it.
Well, it's very much damage limitation for the Williams pair after a pretty eventful race. They both had moments going off the track. So if they could get second and third after everything, it would be quite a brilliant result really under the circumstances. So I see what you mean there. They could might be electing to use team orders to make sure they stay on the podium. I don't think there's going to be a change for the lead between now and the end of a race. We've seen strange things happen in racing, but that would be up there. Surely Gamer can cruise it from here.
Yeah, and we'd just like to send out a shout out to 7-time PSGR F1 champion Big C, who's tuning in to the stream here this evening, enjoying his Wednesday evening, watching this lovely...
Oh dear, that's not gone well. Giorgio's hit the back of Mornan, and that's the end of both their races, I think, in terms of getting any points. Sorry to interrupt your shout out there. Big C must have paid you a lot for that one. So, but we were.
Yeah.
Giorgio having a bit of a wild moment, and it's going to be yet another disappointing result. Clearly has the pace, but needs to be a bit more careful in future. Doesn't want to get Max Verstappen comparisons.
Or comparisons to Radic, but Giorgio here definitely ending the race how I thought you'd end it. It's just been a disappointment. Absolutely disgusting drive from the Mercedes driver.
Oh, but Apollo is attacking H Racing Green. We mentioned that H might struggle on his tyres towards the end, and well, it looks like he's trying to keep it till the end, but he's really going to struggle from here on in. You can just see how much more traction Apollo has.
And Sam behind as well in Chile.
Yep. But this is probably why Apollo will want to get this move done quickly. He goes down the outside. H Racing Green is defending. Oh, does not give him any space. Very nice defending there.
Yeah, and Apollo will want to get this move done. You know, you don't want to lose time battling. And will he go down the inside? He tries to, he can't. And
Sam
he doesn't want to lose his wing.
He doesn't, but he's going to have Sam to deal with soon because he's missed the opportunity to get past. And now there's a bit of a train behind the Force India. Chillo's in there as well. Tom could catch up too, so it's crucial times for Apollo and Sam. They need to clear this Force India as quickly as possible if they want to get a shot at the podium.
And I think Sam will want to get the move done on both of these drivers ASAP if he wants to close down in the battle for the podium places. He's only got 5 laps to do it, so I'll be hoping Apollo makes a move very soon. So he can
Apollo goes to the outside. Follow it with Sam. H defends again, but surely he's going to be open to be overtaken by both of them now because he just has not got the traction left on those tyres. Apollo is going to the outside. This is where he went last time, and H Racing Green just kind of closed the door, and he's done exactly the same again.
Sambam's going to make his way here. What's he going to do? I'd go around the outside and see if I've got the grip to hold it. No, he doesn't. And look at that. Oh, Sauber.
Oh, Apollo squeezes up the inside. Sends Sam a bit wide, and well, it's getting a bit physical in this battle, and they make contact, Apollo and Sam, and I don't think Sam got damaged, but he nearly lost the back end of the car.
And Sam's going to be cursing Apollo. Get the move done or get out of my way, says Sam. And I think Sam will try something there. No.
This is only helping the Williams, as they'll be loving this.
Sam's got to do something here if he wants to finish or have a chance to compete for the podium. He's got to overtake both of this pair here.
Apollo's going...
Now or never.
Yep, Sam's gone to the outside. Apollo does not give him room. Oh, there's contact between Apollo and Sam gets past. Apollo might not be happy with that, but now he's not going to worry about giving the place back or anything because he's going to try and have a go at H Racing Green to the outside. Surely H is going to do exactly what he did to everyone else. No, he stays ahead anyway, so he didn't need to. Maybe Sam was a bit more wise to it after seeing what had happened to Apollo.
Look at this around the outside.
Sam's going around the outside. Surely H Racing Green's going to squeeze him out of room. He can only squeeze him out so much, and there's contact. Oh, and there's just a traffic jam, and no one can avoid the Force India.
Oh yes, lovely.
And Apollo is trying to get past Sam. Sam has got past them all, but at some expense. He's now like 10 seconds behind.
And Tom's back up to 6, so his strategy working out very well. And Charles is in. Charles cannot make the tyres last.
No, Abbott can breathe.
So
wait, what?
Sam would have got a podium.
Surely
They've rolled
Brady's...
a puncher for Charles, and both of them are having to queue.
Yeah, oh no.
Oh no.
And that puts Sam up to second. Apollo's now third. Tom is fourth. And Nicky's up to eighth. I think Chillo got damage when he hit H Racing Green. Oh, so Chillo has to pit as well.
I've been asked to run through the most experienced drivers, Jake, but I don't know much about it. Don't know much about the league.
Well, I know that Sam's been around in the F1 League for some time. I know that that Nicky's been around for some time. Nicky's got a lot of experience. Won a no assist race last week at Mexico, so Nicky's been doing well so far. And although it hasn't been right at the sharp end of the grid, it's been very competitive in this league. All that has happened. It's worth noting that Gamer now has a 28-second lead over Sam. I mean, he's the only person who's not been involved in the carnage, and you can tell it when you see the gap.
Yeah, and VSR Charles now, he's looking to make a move on Nicky for P6, so this will be interesting to see what happens here. Will Nicky defend it with 2 laps to go? Will he just say, go and leave me alone? Nicky, look at that, will try and go to the inside. He'll try his best to defend this.
H Racing Green's had to pit. Has he got puncture? Yeah.
Must do.
Well, they took risks.
Nicky and Charles, and look at that, Charles gets the move done.
Superior traction, I think, there. Played a part, not much Nicky could do. Charles back up to 5th. I think they took a big risk taking the tyres till the end, because they've been out on them an awful long time. And, well, they paid the price with the punctures. Charles and Brady...
You just hope... Sorry, Jake. You just hope that Apollo finishes on the podium. It would be such a good news story, won't it, for Sauber? Absolutely.
He's done a fantastic job. To be honest, he's the one driver that has just kind of tried to stay out of it all, and he's picked up the pieces, and fair play to him. Strategy's been good, and he had a good first stint, and he's backed it up here, and it would be a well-earned podium. He might not be settling for 3rd either, because he's not too far behind Sam. Sam doesn't look like he's pulling away. So one mistake from Sam, and he might have a shot at 2nd.
Yeah, and you just wonder whether Charles and Tom could be battling on the final lap. I know it's a 3-second gap, but that could get feisty to the line, I reckon, if Charles can get his act together.
I must also congratulate you, actually, because you predicted that Gamer would win, and I know commentators curse and all that, but it would be some commentators curse if he didn't win from here.
Yeah, he's just driven phenomenally. We haven't really seen much of him, and you know, he's just about to start the final lap in a moment.
Wondering if there could be any late changes for position. Charles might try and close down on Tom. Gap 2 seconds, but you know, big ask from here, but he should be a lot quicker. He has taken out 1.5 seconds this lap, I think. So by those calculations, he will be on the back of Tom, probably in the middle sector. I mean, he's taken out exactly about 1.8 seconds, 1.9 seconds roughly. So that will be very, very feisty, I reckon, in the middle sector. I mean, yellow flags on. Just have a look. H Racing Green's gone off.
Embarrassing.
I was following Chillo and then I saw the position switch. I didn't actually see him go off, but that's a real
He's going to move
mistake.
up to 9th. Will Jajo get a point? No, Green will probably take the final point.
If he can get those tyres back up to temperature. But it's the battle for 4th that's going to come down to the final lap. You mentioned it, Charles is a lot quicker than Tom, and he may have an opportunity.
We'll see Gamer across the line. We'll give him his moment here.
Yep.
H Racing Green moves out of the way. So Gamer is going to win here, Jake. Take us to the line.
Yeah, it's been a fantastic drive. We've not seen much of him, but that just shows how dominant he's been. He takes the Brazilian Grand Prix victory.
Charles and Tom now. Charles and Tom.
Charles trying to go around the outside. He gets the inside line, but Tom defends. But Charles has got to the outside, and that's a fantastic overtake. That is absolutely brilliant. He sold Tom a dummy and then went the other way and got the move done brilliantly. Fair play. That's a fantastic move, and he well earned 4th place in the end. We'll follow 2nd and 3rd to the line. Sam takes 2nd, and Apollo takes a brilliant podium. In fact, he gets 2nd because of penalties. Oh, brilliant, Apollo. That's very well deserved. Charles gets 4th, just ahead of Tom. Nicky in 6th. Brady takes 7th. It looks like Chiller's going to take 8th. Lipensky 9th, and Giorgio is going to get a point.
Yeah, that's brilliant. And just to say, Apollo having a 10-place swing of positions that race, made up 10 places from 12th on the grid to finish 2nd. That is an absolutely incredible drive. My driver of the day, Jake. That's fantastic.
Absolutely, I can't wait to hear from him. He must be delighted with that performance. We'll try and get the podium people into the chat. If you want, Aaron, as a guest, you can ask the questions if you want, and if there's any more to add, I'll chime in as well.
I'll suggest some of them to the party. I don't have Apollo added, so I don't know if you'd be able to find him.
I'll get oh. What's Apollo's PSN name? Thank you. I think it is. Yeah, that's right. So yeah, well done to Apollo getting 2nd because of that penalty for Sam. That was quite a race. I assume you enjoyed that because there was some brilliant action there.
Yeah, I loved it. I loved the way some of those drivers were spinning off. I loved the way the Williams pair were working together, and they both ended up queuing with 3 laps to go to the end of the race. It's great to watch.
Just getting the podium finishes into the party. Can you make sure? All right. Can you make sure that your party settings are set to always allow, just so we hear your voice on the stream? I think it was you, Sam, but didn't do that last week. No problem.
Alright, yeah, sorry, it's allowed.
Thank you. Aaron, when you're ready, take it away.
Yeah, I'll start with Gamer who won this race here today. You know, dominant pole, dominant race performance, winning by over half a minute. Just sum up for your emotions.
Yeah, it's good to be back and winning again. I suppose after seeing the start and the battling going on behind just let me pull away. I think it was like more than a second a lap at the start, and that basically gifted me the win. But yeah, the pace was very good. Quali managed to pull it out at the last lap. The first one wasn't so good, but yeah, pretty decent all round to be fair.
Cool. Just another question, Gamer. I mean, you finished 4 points behind Sam last season in the drivers' standings, and likewise in the PSGL F1 League, you finished a point behind, you know, across the Jamie. But do you think you'll be able to wrap it up this time around?
Well, that's always the plan, but yeah, never. Thanks for reminding me that I've come second twice now. Yeah. Hopefully I can get a bit closer and actually get first place, but just gotta keep going at it, I suppose.
Oh, Jake, got any questions for Gamer?
Just one additional question. Obviously, your teammates with Ollie in this league. Are you a bit concerned by his early season form?
Yeah, you could say. I don't know what happened to him today, actually. But yeah. He needs to stop being carried. Get the work in.
Cool. Well, we'll move on to Apollo then. A fantastic drive to second place. Probably our driver of the day in the commentary box, from 12th on the grid to finish second on that superb strategy. Just sum up your emotions for that podium and what it means to you and the Sauber team and Manisha Kaltenborn.
Well, yeah, it was a pretty good race. I wasn't expecting to do that strategy. I mean, I was talking to my friends in a party, but I wasn't really concentrating throughout the whole race. And then obviously I came out, I think, in 5th, and then there was contact ahead of me. so took priority of that, took advantage of that. So yeah, finished second on penalties, would have finished third. But yeah, it was a good strategy call, and yeah, good race.
Cool, Jake.
Yeah, just we noticed like during the race that you didn't really seem to be involved in much of a battling and chaos that was unfolding in front of you. Did you see much of that? And if so, did it give you confidence that you could get this result today?
Not really. I mean, after my first stop, I think I don't know, but it was a good race, to be honest. I wasn't given much confidence because I knew my pace wasn't that good after seeing qualifying. But yeah, let the one stop work. Pretty good on the tyre wear. So yeah, pretty good race.
Very well done on the second. Again, you are our driver of the day as well. So
Cool.
congrats on that.
Cool. So we'll move on to Sam Kid. Qualified third, finished third. A good podium, or do you think you missed out on second?
I missed out on second. I did a stupid pit entry when I was speeding over to 9R, which cost me a lot. Whereas I was aware of that corner cut. But I'm happy with third after that.
Well, it's 2 third places in a row for you now, Sam. It doesn't look like you have the ultimate pace that you had last season of everyone else. So is it just about being consistent this season and trying to get the results every week?
Yeah. Well, hopefully consistency can get me near the top in most races when people have problems. Like, I think Brady got punch offside. So if long swings happen like that, it should help me out during the championship.
And finally, was there a bit of a smile when you saw the struggles that the Williams pair were having today?
Well, I was trying to catch up to them, so I didn't realise until Gamer said they pitted. I'm like, huh? Because I want to go to the end. It was a bit of a surprise on that one.
Yeah. And sorry, Sam, we did see a moment in qualifying. I think a driver behind you was on a hot lap. I don't know whether you saw them coming, but I think there was a hand in the air from the Red Bull. It might have been H Racing Green. Did you think you were impeding him, or is that something that you think will take place in the steward's office?
I can't remember what happened really. I have to look back on that one.
Alrighty, well done again to the top 3. Gamer didn't see the chaos behind him, so you've probably a lot of fun watching the stream back. And yeah, well done to all of you. Good luck again for next week in Singapore. A very different track to the one here, so hopefully we'll see you again on the podium. This pretty much brings the stream to an end now. Thanks again to Aaron for a very short notice joining me in the commentary box this evening. Hopefully you enjoyed it.
Yeah, loved it.
And I'll see you out next time out in Singapore. Goodbye, everyone.